on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
This might just be the biggest sandwich I've ever held in my hands. How on earth am I gonna be able to fit my mouth around this thing? Look at the size of this sandwich. Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. If you happen to be new around here, my name is Trevor and this is Anna. We are the Delightful Travelers. Make sure to click on subscribe and that little bell to follow along on our adventures.
Today we are in the beautiful city of Montreal and we've picked out some must-try foods that you have to have while in Montreal. Let's see if we're up for the challenge. So we have picked out 10 things that we want to try. You'll probably know from the title of this video if we succeeded or not. Sometimes things don't go exactly as planned. We're starting off in the Plateau Mile End area. And by the way, we are only 2 people. We're gonna try to eat 10 things over 2 days, but it's obviously not an all-encompassing list. There's loads of amazing things to eat in Montreal.
Okay, so the first stop today is Fairmount Bagel, and this place is like a little hole in the wall. It's a very small space, but that's all you need to serve these delicious little things. Now, there's 2 famous bagel spots in Montreal. Montreal's famous for its bagels, in case you didn't know. There's this one, and then there's St. Vitor. St. Vitor we can get back home in Halifax, where we're from, so we decided to go for Fairmount. Look at this thing. It looks awesome. Let's go for it. This thing is fresh out of the oven, and there's no better way to get a bagel like this. Look at the sesame seeds. It's just coated in that. Bread is fluffy, airy, and gooey. Oh yeah. We just went for classic sesame, nothing on it. This is all you need. What a perfect start to the video.
So there is always an ongoing debate on whether or not Montreal or New York has better bagels. We've tried both, and honestly, in our opinion, Montreal wins hands down. So next stop is actually just a few doors down from Fairmount. It's right behind us. So walking into Wilensky's diner is such a throwback. It's from 1932. It's a Jewish diner. I don't think it's been updated since then. It's super cool inside. We went for the special. It's like one thing that you have to try here in Montreal. It's on all the lists of things to have. It doesn't look overly exciting, but hopefully it tastes better than it looks. It's a sandwich. It's on a Kaiser roll. I think they make the bun in-house. It's got salami, bologna, we added Swiss cheese, and it comes with mustard as well. And there are notes on the wall saying that it has to come with mustard. So if you're not a mustard fan, definitely don't get this because they will not take it off. All right, let's try this. I don't think I mentioned that. It's warm. They heat it up. They made it super fast, so I don't know how it's quite so warm. Maybe the bun's already hot. I don't know if you can tell from the sounds that I made that this is delicious. It's like classic deli meats. The salami has not too spicy, so if you don't like spice, you'll still like it. Bologna, the cheese. I haven't quite got to the mustard yet, but I'm waiting for a little bit of bite from that. The bread's really good, nice and soft, but I love that it's warm and heated up, and the cheese is melty. This is really yummy.
Well, she completely sold me. Let's give this a try. Oh man, look at that. This is an explosion of flavor, specifically all kinds of meat all at once. It's rich, moist, soft, delicious, flavorful. My oh my, how do they get that metally meat like that? This is exceptional with the cheese and the bread. Doesn't that bread look like it's not going to be very good? That is the secret weapon, I think, this delicious bread. We have now come over to get one of the most famous things in all of Quebec, and this poutine right here is considered one of the best in all of Montreal. We are at a place called La Banquise, and take a look at this delicious looking plate of flavor.
So recently we did a food tour video, a street food video in the Halifax waterfront. That was just a few weeks ago, so you can go back and watch that. We did some poutine there, but it was from like a chain restaurant that's across Canada. It's got an okay poutine, but I expect this to be much better. At least it better be, based on its amazing ratings. They have about 20 different poutines, maybe even more. We just went with the classic because, you know, it is the classic.
It smells so good in here, I have to say.
That's delicious. The French fries are absolutely wonderful, a little bit crispy, starting to get a little bit soggy, and I say that in a very nice way with all of the gravy over it. The gravy is delicious. I'm trying to figure out if it's a chicken gravy or like a turkey. I don't think it's beef, but I could be wrong, but it tastes nice and light. It doesn't taste like a beef gravy to me. And then the cheese curds have that little bit of squeak to it. Cheese curds are squeaky. This is so good.
The gravy smells absolutely incredible, and I can tell, like Anna said, the fries are starting to get a wee bit soggy. So incredibly rich in flavor. It's like a slap across the face. It's so delicious. And with the cheese curds, that squeaky cheese. I'm gonna have to try this poutine if you guys are coming to Montreal. All right, that's 3 down and a whole lot more to go. How you feeling?
I'm already getting a little full, so this is going to be a challenging day, but
Yeah.
we're going to do it. We're going to accomplish it. We might have to take some breaks in between. But speaking of the 3 dishes we just tried, it's funny how they're all like kind of simple. Like
Simple
not that many
dishes.
ingredients. You wouldn't think they'd be out of this world, but
Nope.
all 3 have been so delicious so
good.
far.
Guess what? We're going for more right now.
All right, dish number 4. We've moved on to something sweet this time. We're doing a dessert, which is called Pudding chômeur. Again, not sure I'm saying this correctly. It's a very historic dessert here in Quebec. I think it's made out of like a cake and then maple syrup on the top. Sounds very, very Canadian. It actually dates back to the Great Depression. I guess female factory workers invented it, probably because it was cheap to make. And here we are at a also historic diner. It's called the Binerie Mont-Royal, and it dates back to 1938.
So I added some cream to this. It did come recommended by the server that I do that. Now I don't know if everyone does it, but I'm gonna do it today. Right away I can taste the maple, I can taste the sugar. The cake is fluffy, it's fresh. Mixed in with the cream is really good. It's almost like when ice cream melts like on apple pie. It's a little bit hard on the outside, soft in the middle. And you can see all these layers of goodness. I'm making a mess, but it's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. All right, we're wasting no time here. We've come right over to the next place, and it's another throwback in time. It's called Lester's, and these people might be the nicest we've met so far. They told us it's gonna be the best sandwich we can get, and look at this thing. It's loaded with meat.
So if you're wondering what this is a Montreal smoked meat sandwich. It's probably what Montreal is most famous for, is smoked
I think
meat.
so.
But most people are probably watching right now going, why are you going to Schwartz's? Well, we were told that Schwartz's is mainly a tourist destination. Lester's is more so where the locals come, and Lester's is also a smoked meat place that provides smoked meat to a bunch of other restaurants here in Montreal.
Yeah, that was the thing. So at the last place we were just at, the one of the servers, or he might be the owner, he came out and said, go to Lester's, don't go to Schwartz, because it's the real deal. That's what they get their meat. I'm gonna go for this. Look at the size of it. I don't even know what's on it besides all the meat.
Definitely mustard.
See mustard. I don't know how I eat
It's on
this.
rye bread.
Rye bread? All right. Oh. Oh. Holy sweet mother of... I'll leave that part out. That was crazy. Oh, first of all, it is just like an explosion of meat. It's a mountain of meat. The meat alone, unbelievable. On the bread, on the mustard. I don't know if there's sauerkraut on here or not. I can't quite tell, but what a combo. It goes back to like the sandwich we had earlier in the video. We said right away, like, how do these simple ingredients taste so good?
I have no idea how to even approach it. This is so much meat.
It's a lot of sandwich, but it's hella good. It's funny. We're used to with sandwiches. Usually there's a lot of bread and like a little bit of meat. This is the total opposite. It's a ton of meat and the smallest pieces of bread that you can possibly get.
And our regular watchers will know that I'm not a big beef fan, but
No.
ooh, this stuff like this will totally change my mind. This is so good.
Wow. I'm so glad the last restaurant we were at recommended
Wow.
this, because I hope some people from Montreal are watching this and saying like, yes, you guys made the right choice. You went here instead of Schwartz's. No diss on those guys. I just like to imagine that this is where the locals go.
This happens to us sometimes when we're filming. People will come around and watch us. Sometimes it's not a person. It's a cat.
We have an audience. Hey, wait. Well, aren't you the cutest little kitty? You want some meat, I bet. I'm sure you do. Well, completely stuffed, not gonna lie. I think that's gonna be it for this day, not the video, but today. I can't eat anymore, can you?
I can't, but I can't believe how good everything was today. It was so delicious. I hope tomorrow will be just as good.
Yeah, so we're gonna pick you guys up, well, in just a second. Ready? Here we go. Okay, we are well rested. It's another day and we are ready to eat again. Believe it or not, we're hungry.
Yeah, we've entirely changed locations today. Yesterday we were in the Mile End Plateau. Today we're in an area called St. Henry. First time over in this neighborhood, so we're looking forward to checking it out.
We've come over to a place called Léché Desserts, and oh my, does it ever smell heavenly in here. Look at all these delicious donuts. Now the one I got here, are you ready for this? Inside this blueberry, raspberry, there's cream cheese icing on here, and I think if you look closely, there's a crumble like a pecan in a walnut. Now, our plan was to get a maple donut. I think they're very popular here because guess what happened? They sold out and it's early in the day, but this was our next best option and I don't think it's going to fail us, so let's just go for it. Oh my. Oh. Killing me already. First thing we are eating today is this donut. Oh my. The donut is very fresh, and with the sugar and the pecan, it makes for a nice crunch, just a nice sweetness. It's delicious. I think Anna's gonna have the next bite, so hopefully she can get some of what's inside this thing.
I'm gonna be strategic and try to bite right into where it was injected.
That's probably what I should have done.
I'm actually kind of happy that they didn't have the maple. I'm sure it would have been delicious, but we did eat a maple dessert yesterday. So this is so good. It's such a good alternative. The inside jam is super delicious. It is very blueberry, very raspberry-y, just very strong in flavor and sweet. I love the cream cheese icing on the top, and then I can't remember if we decided it was pecans or walnuts. Maybe it's a combo. Super crunchy. The donut itself is soft and fresh. Oh, this is delectable.
Here's a question. Is this the first time we've ever eaten a donut on camera?
No.
It's not. I couldn't remember. I'm sure viewers would know as well.
Poland.
Right, Poland. So you guys might be wondering like, huh? In Poland? So if you are new around here, we usually are traveling the world. We have food videos just like this all around the world. Different cuisines, different countries. So make sure to check it out. But you hungry?
Yeah, I'm ready for dish number 2 for sure.
All right, let's go.
So our next stop is a place called Arthur's, which is clearly very, very, very popular. We couldn't get a seat, so we came over to a local park. One thing I love about Montreal is all the green space, lots of trees, lots of places to sit for everybody. Here is our meal. This is huge. So this sandwich comes highly, highly recommended on the interwebs. Everywhere on Google, people are recommending this sandwich. It's called chicken Schnitzel sandwich, basically. They call it the MacArthur.
Look at the size
Wow.
of this thing.
Yeah, I think when I opened the box, the first words that came out of my mouth were holy moly, because wow, this is a sandwich. So I believe Arthur's is like a Jewish style deli, a lot like we had yesterday, except this one much more modern, very, very, very popular. It's probably a new kid on the block, I would guess, at least compared to the places we ate at yesterday. Probably no coincidence that a lot of the popular dishes that we've been having are Jewish style, Jewish themed restaurants. So let's talk about this sandwich. The bread is toasted, looks super fresh. On here we have iceberg lettuce. I think I see some onions, definitely some pickles, and then it's a chicken schnitzel. So it's like pounded down and breaded and probably deep fried. And I think there's some mayo on there as well. How am I possibly gonna pick this up? I don't even think my hands or my mouth is big enough. Look at that.
Oh my. This thing, wow. Well, give it your best shot.
I feel much like the donut, I'm gonna have to have a whole bunch of bites to get really into the middle of this because I kind of just got some bread and some chicken. Very good though, the bread is nice and fresh. I love it, it's toasted so it's a little bit warm. Chicken itself really, really, really tender. And so far that's about all I've got.
This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Oh man, what a combination this is. This bread is unbelievable the way it's toasted. It's almost like, it turned out the way almost like if I made a grilled cheese at home. They must butter it, pan fry it a little bit. The chicken schnitzel's out of this world. And then back to the theme of this video, Simple ingredients. Well, maybe not for the last donut, but simple ingredients. You have pickles, mayo, lettuce. How does it taste so fresh? How does it taste so good? Honestly, man. I wonder if we have anything like this back in Halifax in Nova Scotia, because if we did, I would go on the hunt for it and put it in a Halifax themed food video, honestly. This is tremendous. I don't know if the food's just getting better and better as we go, but it certainly might be.
One thing we have noticed while walking around Montreal is that artisanal ice cream is definitely a thing. They seem to have local favorites in pretty much every neighborhood that we've been through. This place is called Dalla Rose. They have lots of different flavors. I think they change it up every day. She said that today's flavors were more on the not as interesting side and not as colorful side, but I think it's still gonna be good. Most places also seem to have some good choices like vegan options and egg-free ones. This, I think we actually went, not intentionally, for a vegan one. I think it's made with coconut milk and it's mocha chip. It's a hot day, so we better hurry up and eat it before it melts. We intentionally got it in a bowl instead of a cone, just so it's not dripping all over our hands. Like everything else we've eaten in this video, this is so good. The mocha is like super mocha-y. It almost tastes like there's like espresso in the ice cream. It's so good. And then little crunches, like the crunchiness from the chips, feels very like homemade and delicious.
How's the coconut milk? Because this is a vegan option.
Well, to be honest, the ice cream itself is super creamy, and the flavors kind of overwhelm the fact that maybe you could taste coconut milk if it was like a vanilla ice cream, but
I wonder.
I basically just taste chocolate and espresso flavors.
I wonder if most people would even know if they're eating cream or coconut. Yeah.
I don't think you would. Next dish comes from a place called Boustan. I think it's a chain restaurant, a Lebanese place, fast food. It's in the bag. It says it's been around since 1986, so clearly a bit of a classic. Garlic potatoes. So basically, it's, I'm assuming, fried potatoes. They kind of look like hash browns or home fries with some sort of very garlicky smelling sauce. I'm not sure if it, I thought it might be made out of yogurt, but that does not look like yogurt. Maybe it is. Maybe mayo. We'll see.
It doesn't look like a whole lot, to be completely honest, but very curious.
We ordered a small.
We did. Gonna eat it right here on the street.
Super garlicky. Whew. It's not good first date food at all.
First date food? Is that us?
That's definitely not us. But if you are planning a first date, this is not what you want to eat.
I would love it if someone watched this far in the video and be like,
if
this is your takeaway, I would love it.
So really yummy potatoes. They have a little bit of flavor to them. I think there's a little bit of spices and like some herbs over them. And then this sauce, I have to think that's a mayo, but again, I could be totally wrong. Super garlicky.
I'm gonna have to try this one too, so let's just dive right in. Oh yeah. It's good stuff. Right away, I call this this is late night comfort food. After the bars, you need something to cure that hangover. The sauce reminds me of donair sauce. And if you don't know what donair is, I think it's more of an East Coast thing, except it's not as sweet. So it's that kind of condensed milk sauce. But in Nova Scotia, where we're from, that would be really sweet with some donair pizza. Look it up if you have no idea what I'm talking about. Donair pizza and donairs in general are delicious, but also late night food. It's gonna do the trick today. But oh my, was this ever garlicky. If you're not a fan of garlic, don't get this. If you're on team garlic like us, come here and get it. Well, once again, we have stepped back in time, in a time capsule, and landed in some kind of 50s diner. Here we are again. I don't know how we keep doing it in this video. It's at least half a dozen times now, but we got a hot dog, and this is a steamed hot dog. Sounds pretty ordinary, right? I think there's some cabbage on here, chopped onions. Bun looks basic, but it's just a steamed old wiener hot dog. I mean, you know what I'm saying. To be completely honest, I have zero expectations right now. This is just one of the things we wanted to have on the list. I don't normally get excited about a hot dog, especially when it looks like this, but let's go. It's been a fun day, so let's go. Well, what can I say about this? I mean, a steamed hot dog tastes exactly like you think. This brings me back to my childhood. In elementary, I used to get steamed hot dogs on like hot dog day, but we got some cabbage, mustard. This tastes way better than that. One thing I will say is the bread is really soft. It tastes very fresh. The ingredients, again, back to simplicity. Very simple ingredients on this. There's no special sauce. There's no magic about it. It's just somehow all of the flavor and those toppings and that bread just make it work. I mean, that's been the theme of the video here in Montreal. Basic ingredients always seem to make it work, with the exception, I mean, of that delicious donut we had earlier. Well, that was a couple days of deliciousness. I hope you guys enjoyed following along, because we certainly love just, well, eating all that delicious food.
That was definitely one of my favorite videos to film in quite a while.
Yeah.
Also is the first time in, well, a couple of years since, well, a year and a half maybe, since we've been able to visit another city and do a food tour day.
Oh, it's felt really good. If you guys have been following along, and like, we're traveling again now in another city. We don't know anything about the neighborhoods, well, a little bit, but a lot of the restaurants were a first for us. It's just like old times, like pre-COVID.
It felt really, really good.
So if we didn't list off one of your favorite restaurants, if you're watching, you're a local, let us know in the comments
restaurants
below.
Or your favorite dish or whatever,
And that's not even just for us, that's for other people watching. We didn't get them all. We're only 2 people. We went to, well, we had 10 different things, but let us know below if we missed anything so others can, well, go there.
Yeah. And by the way, if you got this far and you're still like, who are these people? My name is Anna, this is Trevor, we are the Delightful Travelers. There are a few ways to support our channel if you happen to be wondering. One is we do have a Patreon account, we will link that below. You have a join button as well. You can join the channel for about 99 cents every month, something like that.
Yeah, it's like one of the hardest things for us to talk about if you want to support us. You guys ask us, so now we're starting to bring it up. If you're into it, go ahead and hop on board and help us make these videos. It takes a bit of time. If not, no worries. We're putting out the video, or a video, every single Sunday if you're new around here, and sometimes a little bit more depending. So like Anna said, if you like the video, hit subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave us a comment below. We just love hearing your feedback to hear what you thought of our, well, our 2 days of awesomeness.
Yeah, and if you're watching this video and thinking, wow, I'd love to see more of Montreal, in the next video we will be exploring some of the city. Maybe eating some more food too.
I can't wait just to honestly roam around Montreal. Huh?
Yeah, I know. All right, guys, that's it.
From Montreal, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.